Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Renowned playwright, screenwriter, and director Martin McDonagh's latest, The Banshees of INISHERIN, tackles the downfall of a long-term friendship. But like any McDonagh story, it's not an easy lesson. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The film reunites Colin Farrell and Gleeson, who both starred in Martin McDonagh's film In Bruges from 2008. Farrell stars as Pork, who has been friends with Gleeson's character Colm for many years. It's just another day when Pork stops by Colm's house before they head out to the pub for a beer. Now this time, Colm doesn't answer the door, but is seen sitting in his chair smoking a cigarette. A confused Pork heads to the pub where the local bartender asks if they're having a spat. Now he's not sure what's happening with his long-term friend, Colm, but won't stop until he finds out what's wrong. Colm finally admits, "I just don't like you anymore." It's a startling admission, but Pork won't let him go until he pushes Colm too far and is given an ultimatum to stay away from his former best friend. The film also stars Barry Keoghan as a local townie and Kerry Condon as Pork's sister Siobhan. The Banshees of INISHERIN finds these two friends in 1923, when life was quiet and simple on their secluded little community in Ireland. It's a time and a place where there's not a lot to do except work, take care of your animals, and have a beer at the pub in the evening. It's a personal crisis that should be between friends, but in this small town, word travels fast and becomes everyone's business. Ben Davis's cinematography and use of natural lighting is gorgeous at capturing those Irish landscapes. You really feel like McDonagh is wanting the environment to feel like that third character that's creating this conflict between these two friends. Martin McDonagh sets up the conflict for Pork early on when Colm ignores his knock at the door. The film then lies in that kind of festering unknown of what's truly going on with Colm. These two characters have an age difference between them and really find themselves at different stages of life where Colm is seeing his end of days in sight. He's not dying, but would rather spend his days creating music and doing other things. He finally admits that it's Pork's aimless chatter about nothing that really pushes him over the edge. Martin McDonagh has his characters question whether something simple like talking can become ineffective and dangerous to sustaining a quality friendship. Now this is a fairly simple concept to explore, but McDonagh never makes it easy for his audience by adding in his usual darkly comedic bent. He's skillful in that really cringeworthy, awkward moments in dialogue in and out of your typical drunken ballroom conversation. This is a really bleak story, and McDonagh makes some bold choices in terms of Colm's ultimatum. Gleeson makes Colm a gruff man of few words, but his actions speak volumes. On the opposite end, there's a really softness to Colin Farrell's performance. If you ever had a friendship dissolve without warning, you'll really understand the predicament that he's in. He meddles and goes too far, and yet Farrell earns our empathy for Pork. Barry Keoghan is another standout, playing the dim-witted Dominic. He has a really good, noble heart despite being ignored by everyone else around him in this town. Martin McDonagh takes something as universal as a dissolving friendship and gives it his unique spin in The Banshees of INISHERIN. It's a striking view of one person's decision and how he wants to spend the rest of his time. I'm giving The Banshees of INISHERIN 4.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel like I said, other movie reviews, as well as my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Banshees of INISHERIN. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.